This is ABERFAN, a small coal mining village about 8 kilometres south of MERTHYR TYDFIL in South Wales. And this was the PANTGLAS Junior School. In 1966, it was led by Headmistress Jennings and her 10 teachers. There were 240 pupils. On Friday, the 21st of October that year, at about 9:15 in the morning, just after the children had finished singing All Things Bright and Beautiful at Assembly and were heading for their classrooms, waste tip number 7 of the local colliery had collapsed, slid down MERTHYR Mountain and engulfed the school, 20 houses and a farm. The timing couldn't have been worse. Had the children left the assembly hall just a few minutes later, the loss of life would have been greatly reduced, as the classrooms were on the side of the building closest to the slag heap. At the same time, 50 children heading for the school by bus from nearby Mount Pleasant were fortunately held up by fog. This same fog initially hampered rescue efforts considerably. But as up to 2,000 volunteers, police, miners and other emergency workers dug frantically for survivors, the extent of the tragedy soon became apparent. Only a few people were pulled from the rubble alive, but 144 bodies were eventually recovered, 116 of them children, mostly aged between 7 and 10. The main causes of death were found to be asphyxia, fractured skulls and multiple crush injuries. 5 teachers were among the dead, including the deputy headmaster, Mr. Benyon, who was found clutching 5 children in his arms as if trying to protect them. 3 of the dead were in the farm that was hit by the coal waste and slurry, and a pregnant woman immediately went into labour on hearing that her son was dead. Just over a week after the disaster, and after the last bodies had been recovered, the Queen and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, visited ABERFAN to pay their respects. A 3-year-old girl presented the Queen with a posy on which it said, "From the remaining children of ABERFAN." Witnesses reported the Queen being close to tears. One person who didn't hurry to visit, though, was Lord Robens of Woldingham, who at the time was chairman of the National Coal Board. He instead decided to attend the University of Surrey, accepting an appointment as Chancellor. Robens and the NCB tried to blame the disaster on the heavy rains that had fallen in the days before the tragedy. But a tribunal of inquiry thought differently. It found the NCB to be totally responsible, due to ignorance, ineptitude and a failure of communication. But not a single NCB employee was sacked, demoted or even disciplined. The slag heap had been built on a stream in the first place, and its instability was known to the mine's management and the tip workers. But nothing had been done about it. The local borough council and the National Union of Miners were both completely exonerated. Most shocking of all, on the orders of Harold Wilson's Labour government, part of a massive relief fund coordinated by the Mayor and collected from all over the world was appropriated to make the remaining slag heaps safe. Families suffered the unbelievable indignity of being means-tested by the Charities Commission as to the closeness of their relationship with their dead child. Compensation was to be rated accordingly. The NCB tried to pay £50 for each child, but was ordered to pay £500. In 1997, Tony Blair's new Labour government paid back the £150,000 that had been taken from the disaster fund. This amount ignored inflation, of course. The adjusted figure should have been in the realm of £1.5 million. But finally, in February 2007, over 40 years after the horrific events at ABERFAN, the sum of £2 million was awarded to the village to help local schools and to secure the upkeep of the memorial garden and the cemetery.